again, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that we are good. We are great. Unbelievable how that happens. But anyways, back here on Talk Live. We'll headed like a G, ladies and gentlemen. But sorry about that delay. A little technical issue happened, and we are gonna get back into the. No, I don't care. Yeah, get out, get out, get out, get out. Thank you. All right, we're back. It looks like Jasleen. This is a look of Jasleen back in the day, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you very much for your patience and joining me here in Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We are back, and let's get into it. Let's go.
Such malarkey that I began to think, oh, maybe her plan is to embarrass Akaash to the point where he embarrassed her. Because, like obviously, no man would ever sit there and allow their wife to tell them on a podcast in front of him. There's another man sitting next to Akaash on the podcast, and she told Akaash, I want to have an orgy with that man because he's sexy. No man would tolerate a woman coming online and telling us constantly that she's with him because of money. No man would tolerate his virgin wife, who he thought was a virgin, coming on podcasts and actually telling multiple stories of hooking up with men, getting her booty banged.
Oh, yes, there is one type of man who would do that. The Lord Simp, that is Akaash Singh. The man who is not getting anything, he'll take everything she can offer, including her whorish ways and her attempts at embarrassing him. She'll do it. He'll do it in a heartbeat. And quite simply, if he were trained by men, real men, he would have divorced her long ago. He wouldn't have even got into a relationship with this girl because they would have smelt the horror on her, whether she likes it or not. There you go. So he would never be in this predicament. And that's why men need male companions around with frame, with game to ward themselves from these evil spirits. Let's continue.
I'm like at some point, she has to have think, okay, maybe if I do this, he will leave me. But Akash, quite frankly, ain't getting the message. And he has tried, like, to be supportive of her. He even responded back on Twitter when we first started covering this drama and trying to tell himself this is all jokes. He actually tweeted this a week ago when the drama first started, and it looks like his response yesterday falls in line.
Hold on. Okay, we are just getting back to this, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are. Say, my man out here triggered by jokes. How ironic. Well, don't worry about me, Myron. I got no issue putting a bitch in her place, for example. So he's basically trying to embarrass Myron in this whole proceeding. Sorry, I forgot about putting my face out there. There we go. Let me move myself over. Move myself up here for now. There we go. So, thank you very much. So, basically, you can see on right over there, that comment stating my man is out here getting triggered by jokes. This is just over my left shoulder. Your right, my left. Well, my man out here getting triggered by jokes. How ironic. Well, don't worry about me, Myron. I got no issue putting a bitch in her place, for example. And then he cites Myron. So he says Myron is the bitch. However, Myron has had the ultimate revenge, and Akaash Singh is now pleading with the public to for forgiveness and quite simply Myron gains by proxy. Let's continue. Oh, sorry. There we
With this. So Akash will respond back to Myron Gaines, essentially exposing his wife for being despicable. And he will say, my man out here getting triggered by jokes. How ironic. Well, don't worry about me, Myron. I got no issue putting a bit in her place, for example. Do I think Akash has ever put Jasleen in her place? Not one bit.
So he's saying...
Not even an iota.
He's saying he put us in our place back then 2 years ago. But I beg to differ because, actually speaking, your wife's putting you in her place. Because, dude, who's controlling that relationship? She obviously is. So who's the bitch now? Like, just saying.
Completely.
I'm just saying.
Completely down.
All right, we'll do 2 more minutes and then we'll close out here after this. But 2 more minutes because this is fucking hilarious, bro.
Cook.
Here we go.
is moving online, it's as if she has no respect whatsoever. Even a woman with a moderate to little respect for her husband wouldn't do the things that Jasleen does online at all. Okay. And Akash responds last night because he's doing his comedy special, right? His stand-up special. And the fact that he has to stop and address this during his comedy special. Yo, a comedy special is like the Super Bowl for comedians.
Pause real quick.
This is
Bills.
like the peak of their career.
Fast forward to like midway.
And indeed, it is. It is like a Super Bowl career, especially his show in December at Radio City Music Hall. He's worked for years to get this spot. He finally gets it, and what happens? His wife is absolutely defecating all over his head top for the last few weeks. I think it was her ingenious plan to, well, literally disrespect this man to no end, and then once start a podcast, and then once she gets popular, leave his ass because she does not love him. We'll be back for the second hour here on Talk Talk Live. Stay with us here on IG, where we continue things here on YouTube. I'll be right back in a second. Stay tuned. All right. So thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Talk Live, live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into this. All right. I'm just getting back on Instagram now. Back on the live. We can't even get on the live. There we go. There we go. All right. We're back here live on Talk Talk Live on Instagram and YouTube. We're back here. We're just gonna. I think we're done on this one here. No, we're not done. No, we are not done. Let us continue here on Fresh and Fit and the recap of Akaash Singh and the apology tour.
So this is talking about the divorce, which is very funny. Play.
Oh, she's telling jokes. Y'all can't take a joke. Y'all can't handle all y'all getting triggered by jokes. Where she looked you dead in your eyes and tell you, I'm not even joking. No, man. Yo, this chick is cold, man.
Come forward a little bit. Oh, no. That's it. Perfect. Play.
I had no real ability to since you were with me when I was broke.
Fellas, this is her telling Akaash to his face, you can never divorce me. And this is where I say he's trapped. He's cooked. Because, dude, if he divorces her, he is finished. And if he stays, he's still finished.
What a horrible life.
So here we go.
Well, basically, Fresh, exactly what she had to say, but she's being quite ironic. You see, if she was in the power, she would say that you got to sign this prenup. Oh, we ain't going nowhere until you sign this prenup. But when it comes to Akaash, who has the power, she says, well, you're not a man if you have me sign the prenup. You see what I'm saying? When the shoe is on the other foot, it's okay to sign a prenup. It's okay for a man to sign a prenup. But when Akaash wants you to sign a prenup, oh, he's the bad guy. How this leech is allowed to dictate this man's movements is a case study in simping. It's a case study at the end of feminism, where women are literally running men into the ground just simply for the resources, and they don't have to do a thing, lift the thing, in order to live well. Unbelievable.
Oh, he's trapped. Yo, Myron gave him the ultimate fatality, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
What a horrible
Nigga
life
cooked.
we live in.
Here we go.
But it's just like I
one.
think it's because guys don't like in general, like they don't hold the same like values that women do in terms of like loyalty. In general, like
Let me tell you something about women. Women are the most disloyal genders. It is the disloyal gender. Women are survivalists. They have to be. Case in point, you find a war, any war around the world, but let's take World War II for example. When Adolf Hitler and the Nazi and the Nazi army rolled into Paris, guess what the French girls did? They said, "Okay, you want some French boom boom? Here it is. Come on and get it. We're not standing low with our men. Absolutely not. We're here to survive. Here to survive. Here to survive. Women must survive. That is how they are able to succeed. Talk about disloyalty. Men are on a timer. Unless you can earn to a certain degree uh, that is happy for a woman, or unless you got that D that keeps them satisfied and keeps them tell them to shut up. But even then, that's not enough. For the most part, it's not enough unless you can pay the rent and their bills, or are at least on par with their salary. You are out. You are done. You are gone. It's over. This has been the truth since time immemorial, and it ain't gonna stop. So for a woman, for this, well, idiot savant to say that women are the more loyal of genders is an absolute crime lab clusterfuck. Let's continue.
I'm not saying like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I feel
Pause.
like guys in
Go for it a little bit more.
In general.
Because I think we're, more. No, sorry, back. To what she's talking. Yeah, right there. I think that's right there. Yeah, right there. Perfect.
up incredibly offensive, and only one way. Like if I asked someone to sign a prenup.
Okay, you didn't hear what she just said? It's incredibly offensive and only one way. Meaning, prenup for me, not for you. Prenup for me, not for you. If I want a prenup, you better sign it. But if you want a prenup, you're not a man. See the gaslighting that's going on here? This girl is a manipulator supreme, and Akaash is eating it hook, line, and sinker. My man needs to go get therapy ASAP because this girl is taking advantage of this man to no end. He has no backbone. He has no frame. He has no game. He has nothing. This woman has sucked it all out of him, or it wasn't there in the first place. But for her to come at you and literally tell you, you cannot give me a prenup, but I'll give you a prenup if I want it, that is diabolical work. Let's continue.
Because I had some like booming business, then I would be like, yeah, can you just sign this prenup because like I don't want to like lose all my money.
Pause.
But then like if a guy asked me to sign a prenup, I would be like, I would call off the wedding. Like I would.
Pause. So she's saying if she was a man with a business, she'll make his wife sign a prenup. But in reverse, if she wanted to marry somebody, sign a prenup, she'd say, fuck no, cancel the wedding. So hold on, watch this part. This part's hilarious.
It's double standard on steroids, ladies and gentlemen. Double standard on steroids. You cannot make this shit up. How this woman can ask for prenups at her beck and call, and yet when you ask for a prenup of her, you're not a man and the wedding's off. Call it off. I don't give a shit. Because she found a sucker when she ran into Akaash Singh, and she is riding that jackass into the ground, as my mother would say. Shout out to Guyanese mothers out there. Let's continue.
I know. We'll close up from here.
I would literally call off the wedding.
You would have called off the wedding if I asked you to sign a prenup?
Yeah, like I'm not even joking.
Do it. Absolutely do it. I would say do it in a heartbeat. Shout out to Fresh and Fit with this wonderful show here. Fantastic.
Men being sick, horrible.
Right, it's been a tremendous year. So many upgrades, so many changes just on this channel. But I know this week in particular, I am specifically thankful that this content has hit because it is ad revenue season, baby, all right? And mi madre, all right, she needs the house paid off. So she and I are extremely thankful. Nevertheless, I know what good old Akaash's wife is grateful for, all right? She is absolutely grateful for that never-ending bank account that she brags that she has access to, made available by her husband, Akaash. Posted 16 hours.
Look at this. Look at this. This is today, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know. This was today. Posted 16 hours ago, so that was yesterday. She got herself a Messika bracelet, ladies and gentlemen. For what? She don't cook, she don't clean, she don't even give this man a quarterly blowjob. It is literally the crime of the century, and she sees this man as an ATM, and he is falling for it hook, line, and sinker. Let's continue.
Hours ago, right? Continuing to brag of the pay pig tendencies that she utilizes for her gain. And if you're unfamiliar with Messika, and I wasn't either, I wanted to take a look at the type of prices that they charge over there. And just as you can guess, you know, this is high-end luxury stuff that she continues to brag that she has access to. In other words, she don't give a ish what y'all say or how much she is embarrassing him. She gonna continue to pop off for her public validation. But anyway, the wonderful couple.
So therefore, that bracelet would run around 10 grand. Men, adult men, take note. Please do not be a Catholic. Live in mama's basement all you want. At least you're free. At least you are free. Be admonished by women all you want. At least you are free. Be as little dicked as you want. At least you are free. Nothing can beat freedom. Literal freedom from indentured slavery, because that's what this is. That's literally what this is. She got, like my mother always says, right at Jackass till he smile. Those are the Guyanese persuasion we know what I'm talking about. Right at Jackass till he smile. And that's exactly what she's doing. Let's continue.
Is back in the States, and Akaash not only has publicly addressed everybody on the internet calling his wife a gold digger, but also his wife has released yet another podcast continuing to disrespect not only him, but men in general. After knowing and watching everything that is happening and watching her husband experience the self-implosion and perhaps the end of his career, to continue to brag about how you are using him and talk ill of him, it shows either no awareness or just no remorse. And although we're getting ready to go over Akaash's thoughts in regards to this backlash, I still want it to be addressed on Flagrant, baby. They address everything else on there.
Release the pod. Release the pod.
Everybody, Schulte here. Akaash Singh, Alex Media, Mark Gagnon. Listen, we got to address something that happened this week. You know, we had to talk about something that happened to Akaash.
Situation. We need to review his thoughts of why he clings to this dead relationship. Quote, I will never find a girl that loves me this much ever.
Beta.
Yeah, he's beta. He's definitely beta. Nothing else to say.
Again, ooh, let's watch.
Talking about, again, I don't think these narratives, people calling your wife a gold digger and all these other things, it's a shitty thing. So I'm going to tell one story that I have never even told her. Honestly, she has no idea of this story. My wife and I met in 2014. I was not making much money. I was getting $25 a night doing stand-up. I was on MTV shows that paid dog shit money. If she was a gold digger, I didn't even have 10 to give the bitch, to be honest. But then in 2018, I went flat fuck broke. 34 years old, I probably made $4,000 that entire year. And we couldn't even afford the living room we lived in New York City. We had to move out.
Okay, now this is the sympathy vote right here. This is the sympathy count. We want everyone to feel sorry for Akaash, but let's see if this is actually true. We'll find out later. Let's continue.
Out of that apartment and moved to New Jersey. And what's even sadder than moving to New Jersey is I had to save up money to move to New Jersey. So we had to stay on her friend's couch for almost a month. We were basically homeless for a month. So I could save money to move to New Jersey. And I remember the night before we went to the couch, we had to stay in our apartment illegally. We were supposed to have been out by like 12 p.m. We moved everything out, but we didn't have a place to stay. So We had to stay there that night. It was just me and her sleeping on a hardwood floor. I'm 34 years old. She's 25 years old. I'm looking at this girl like, man, you could go be with an Indian who's a doctor, like a real Indian. You're a beautiful girl. You have so much ahead of you. Me, I don't know what my life is going to be. I'm 34. I'm fucking broke. This dream might not ever happen, but I'm too fucking moronic to quit. And I have nothing to give her. It's just a light jacket. It's like October. We have nothing. So I hand her the jacket, and then she said, what's this for? I said, you can use it as a pillow. And then she goes, well, what are you going to use? And I said, I'll figure it out. She handed me back the jacket. She goes, you take this. And then she laid with her head on my chest and her arm around me the entire night. And I remember thinking in that moment, this is why I haven't shared this with her, because I remember thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to marry this girl because I'm so broken. I'm in such a bad place and it's a dark fucking time in my life. But I know I will never find a girl that loves me this much ever again. And I will never find a girl who rides for me this hard ever again.
Touching and endearing story, and often I talk to my G's on the channel in a sense of that, listen, it's easy to love you while you up, right? But how do you know that that person will feel the same about you when the benefits of a transactional relationship is no longer there? Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too. Or it is moments when people's backs are up against the wall, which will be the real judge of their character. Will they stick it through with you? Or they leave you behind? But what Akaash seemingly leaves out of this story is that she left him behind.
Story time of why me and my husband broke up before we got married and why it ended up being the best decision we ever made. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Jasleen. I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean because I don't feel like it.
Jesus Christ.
And my husband is a full-time stand-up comedian and he buys me lots of nice things.
Now, this content is up on her TikTok. It's 5 minutes in length, so I'm going to skip you to the continuation of Akaash's story.
So he was pretty much losing all his income. And at the same time, I was working a really toxic job with like a toxic manager and like working till 2 a.m. And it just caused a lot of stress on our relationship. I really, wanted to get married and like wanted to move forward. And he was like, I don't even know who I am as a man if I'm not even able to achieve something I poured 15 years into. And like, I don't even know how I'm going to provide for you or our future as a family. And everything came to a head when my mother-in-law came to visit us. And I was being very distant because of everything we were going through. Akaash was very stressed, and I think she kind of internalized.
Okay, you just missed that part, ladies and gentlemen. She was being very distant, meaning she was leaving the relationship. Yes, heartfelt, touching story that was relayed to by Akaash. Yes, indeed. Kudos to you, putting in such a poignant fashion. But this girl had you on a timer. Timer. My Fitbit. Timer. Okay? She literally told him at this time that is past. That is in the past. Oh, I'm sleeping on your chest. Oh, it's a wonderful. Oh, it's such a heartfelt night. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna ride or die. No, I'll never find a woman who's gonna ride with me like this. No, she wasn't riding with you anymore at this point in time. She was leaving you. She was about to leave you. She was being distant. That is when the pullout is happening. That is, women are survivalists. Let it be said, they're survivalists. They have to be. They don't have the mean. They don't have the ways to protect and provide. They don't stay loyal. And once they see that you are out of it, you're on a timer. Once that time's up, she's gone. She's about to go. Let it be known, she was about to leave. And then let's see what happens next.
It like that I was being big towards her or passive aggressive towards her. It was a huge fight between all of us. Basically, Akaash did not defend me, and I was like, okay, I don't know if I can be in a relationship with this person anymore.
Okay, so therefore, look here again. Don't kiss my face. Don't kiss. You can kiss my forehead, kiss my cheek. Don't kiss me on the lips. Nope, 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 no. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. His mother had to speak on his behalf and saying, "Why are you leaving Akaash like this?" He said, "No, no, 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 no." And she went in. Akaash's mother, went in on Jasleen. Jasleen didn't exactly appreciate the fact that, well, my game is being put on blast here. It's either you talk to your mother because I'm leaving. And then basically Akash had to do the simp thing. They said, "Oh, Ma, don't do this. Oh, she's the best thing I ever had. Bop it up and up and eat bap." And then let's get to the rest of this.
So after this, we both took a much needed break and
Like,
Much needed break, meaning she's about to go. She was going. That's what a lot of women do when they say, "Well, let's take a break." Meaning, let me go get some more D. Let me go get some more dick. Let me get back to this whole phase right here. You get yourself together, cause quite simply, you know, clock is ticking. Your time's up. I'm out of here. I'm going to find more D. You get yourself sorted out. I'm going back to that whole phase that I was talking about in college. Let's continue.
so the man was literally at the lowest portion of his wife, and you were being, quote unquote, you said it, not me, bitchy. So much so that his mama picked up on the behavior and all hell broke loose. And you got mad at Akaash for not defending you through your bitchy behavior. I hope a love.
No, it's not bitchy behavior. She was about to leave him. And Akash's mother came and said, "What are you doing? This is the man who loves you." Da, 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 da. I said, "Come get your mama, Akaash. You're being a bitch." And I think it was at this time where she said, "If I'm going to come back with you, if you want me back in your life, it's going to be on my terms. So I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do ish. If you want me here, you better be buying, you better be paying my rent, you better be paying all these bills, you better be buying me new stuff if I stay." So it's this is a informal arranged marriage. Now you get it, because she was out. Akash said, "Please stay." He said, "Okay, if you want me to stay, I want this, 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 and this." "Oh, I'll do anything." There it is. There it is. Let's continue.
Like this never finds me. And just so happens, after he gets up on the podcast and is getting his life back together, all of a sudden, then now you get back together with him. Okay, that's how that works, huh?
We were on the break!
Now, one of Akaash's biggest mistakes within this entire drama was encouraging her to.
The biggest mistake is letting her back in, giving her the leverage. She has leverage now. She has leverage. Akaash couldn't stand on his own too. And this hoe took him for whatever she had. Said, "No prenup, no nothing. You want me in this relationship? You want me sticking around? These are the terms." So that's the biggest mistake he said. He should have walked away, leave, go make your career, go earn your bones, and then when she comes back to you now, then you dictate the terms then. So I did a little research. I read the whole facts. It seems that you got a bit of mileage on that PP, on that pum pum. So we're gonna change this up real quick. You're gonna be cooking, cleaning, doing all these things for me. You're going to be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive to me. You're gonna be supporting me on all tasks. If I get this money, you're gonna be raising these kids and popping these babies out. No surrogate bull-ish. And I run game on you. I run the terms. You're gonna be staying home. None of this goddamn this whole life that you had popping pee in fraternities. Nope, that ends today. That's how you work this game. Go and earn your bones, and then come back to her with your terms and live on your terms. But you simped out. Sorry, Cash. Can't feel sorry for you. Let's go.
To get up on social media and let the audience know that she's tied to him. I mean, I guess outside of the biggest mistake of choosing her, but yeah, he actually encouraged that. A lot of people don't realize that. The post date of this video was back in June of 2024 and marks the beginning of the end. All right, let's listen.
All right, it's 10:45 on a Sunday. I'm making my wife do her first skincare vlog. Yes, we are going to bed at 10:45 on a Sunday. Go.
Okay, I want to say thank you everyone for being really nice in your comments. I didn't actually read all the comments because I don't have a death wish, and I don't like to normally be in videos because I don't like people, especially guys, saying something. So I appreciate all the nice comments, like the few that I read. I can't do this. Okay.
Okay, I have really acne-prone skin.
Okay. Before this video, she rarely posted and did not give an
You
opinion.
didn't catch that part. She said she has really acne-based skin. So that mask you see on her face, yes, it's unfortunately, I wouldn't say the majority, but a lot of Indian women that wear these big old masks on their face because a lot of them are prone to acne, a lot are prone to bad skin, unfortunately. Um, and they have to put on a whole heap of foundation. I'm sure I can get to the tip of my finger right here like this. Let me just show you right here. Let me just, let me see. Let me just get here. See, I can go to the tip of my finger right here if I had to put my finger in her face because that's the amount of foundation she has in her face. Because as she says, she has a lot of acne, so therefore she has a lot of cover up to do. So that's the reason why you see this porcelain mask on her face, simply because she wants to cover up it. But you know, it's typical. Not exactly usual, but typical. Let's continue.
Opinion of Akaash on camera. And if you pay attention, she's actually nervous on camera, which is a far cry from screaming that she wants to bang her co-host's husband on camera during a podcast.
But I actually love you and want to fuck
What?
all of
What?
actually love you and want to fuck all of
I want you to notice the body language here, people. Yes, when she's announcing to Akash's, to her friend's husband, that Nav right here, that she wants to bang him and the wife together. Akaash is holding himself. Akaash is holding himself, right here. He's holding himself because he cannot believe that his wife would literally embarrass him on this podcast. A podcast I'm sure he built the studio for her so that she can sit down with her friend and her friend's husband and and show how much she truly appreciates her friend's husband and wants to sleep with her friend's husband and embarrass Akaash in the process. Diabolical work.
love you.
Wait a minute. And the lesson there for all men is to assess the benefit of allowing social media a part of your relationship. There is literally zero benefit unless you're going to come up with an ingenious way to try to monetize that. But to that, money ain't everything, especially if you're a multi-millionaire comedian that's already massively popular. There's a reason that we don't know what Joe Rogan's wife looks like or a Charlemagne the God's wife looks like. There's a reason that when they're in the space of comment
Or Dave Chappelle's wife looks like. Well, you know what Kevin Hart's wife looks like, but she's not like, she doesn't embarrass Kevin. Or most comedians' wives look like, because they realize that they've won, so stay in the cut, shut the fuck up, and let the man do his work. And not ruin the bag, like she clearly did, because she wants what Akaash has. Fame, status, notoriety, but all she ends up being is a hoe. Let's continue.
social commentary, or comedians, they don't want to allow their family to become a part of the ecosystem. I can only think that Akaash, who has called himself ugly previously, wanted to show off his wife because her aesthetics to him would demonstrate him winning in life. Sort of like him walking around with a trophy or a badge of honor. I mean, if you want to show her off, show a picture, but bro gave her a mic. And in return, the relationship has become the biggest RP lolcow or sacred lolcow that the internet has ever seen. And the flavor,
AKA the longest dunk on a head top. That is Myron on Akaash in pretty much social media history. The man is doing victory lap after victory lap after victory lap. As the one and only Cat Williams would say, you shouldn't have been talking shit. Shouldn't have been talking shit. Sorry, I gotta span this back. I remember now. Okay, let's go.
favorite subreddit, to my surprise, actually agrees with me on this topic. What Akaash is going through makes Charlemagne's reasoning of keeping his wife and family private even more genius. There's barely any digital footprint of his wife. Can't attack if there's nothing to attack. We barely know what Charlotte's wife looks like, nonetheless sounds like. We don't know her thoughts, feelings, actions of shit. Akaash's wife, wanting to be a social media personality, gave Akaash haters.
Welcome back, tribe.
In my opinion, Akaash flew too close to the sun,
Steroids,
baby.
you're
He had to let everyone know he pulled an attractive woman 10 years younger than him that was of his race and culture, and she was a virgin just like him. No.
I love to hear that comment one more time. I don't think you get this comment right here. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna read it again. Akaash flew too close to the sun. He had to let everybody know he pulled an attractive woman 10 years younger than him, and that was of his race and culture, and she was a virgin like him, which is a lie. All without the red pill machismo and personally doing the heavy lifting. Pretty impressive. However, his wife had to be a clout demon and let everybody know that she's just a typical sugar baby that landed a permanent bag. LOL. I get that it's easy to ish on her, and her behavior is embarrassing. But he had not tried to look cool in front of his peers and paint the image of her initially, we wouldn't have been talking about this now. Yeah, basically, if you didn't try to dunk on Myron's head, on Myron's head top, and call him a bitch, fresh and fit, this would have never come out. And the research wouldn't have been done, and you wouldn't be exposed right now. You would have been living rent-free in Myron's head with your beautiful wife and your blue pill ways. You would have been fine. You would have been absolutely fine. But you decided to be the white knight, or should I say the brown knight, and tried to say, hey, you're a bitch. I have a virgin wife. She is wonderful. I could hardly believe it, but I know she's a virgin wife. And then she embarrassed you on your own. Just on your own. Incredible. Let's go.
And she was a virgin just like him. No.
Okay, I have two butt stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder.
Not
and
one,
I made the dumb mistake
two.
of letting him.
All without the RP machismo and his personality doing the heavy lifting.
Men being sick, horrible.
I hate men being sick. It's the worst genre of man. They're so Neho. Like, I swear to God, the way this guy has been sleeping in his cocoon, like he's been hibernating. It's like you think he.
Notice the mask, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the mask. There it is. If you can notice the line right here, that's the mask. There's the mask. I've denoted it here on Talk Live. There's the mask. That means her acne was so bad, she had to put a mask on to try and hide this face. And yet you're paying for it every day, Akaash. Wonderful news. Let's continue.
Came down with like TB or something. Like girls, like.
Here we go again.
This is a true.
Okay, here's the thing about this, guys, and I was reminded of this through Legion of Men. Shout out to Legion of Men. A lot of this wild talk that this woman has, if she was in India, if she was in the home countries, if she was in parts of Canada, that's an honor killing. That's an honor. That's an honor death right there. It's like an honor KO. She's out of here. You can't disrespect family like that. You can't be talking wild the way she is and get away with it. A lot of like brothers, dads will literally take you out for that. How she's living, telling these stories is amazing. And it speaks to her family's laissez-faire ways. Because I tell you what, a lot of Indian families are strict. And you disrespect them like this, oh, there are repercussions. And I mean big time repercussions, deadly repercussions. Let's continue.
Story. Before I had my gallbladder emergency surgery,
I'm sorry. The man is depressed. Holy shit. Where did they find it? Like, what? Who raised? You know what actually has me considering is that when we've seen her on podcasts talking about, talking ill of her father, right? Like, does watching her give you just a little bit more information of the dynamic in that family that doesn't paint the father as the horrible one? Perhaps the father had some points about shit, but he had a wife and a daughter, right? Like, and I don't know how big that family is, but this is what the father was dealing with? Are you crazy? This brother has been going through internet firestorm. He's sick because of the stress that lowers the immune system, all right? And then on top of that, he's probably depressed. So now he's cocooned himself into his room, and here you go complaining that he's not taking out the dog that you tongue down more than him. It's just so crazy.
She would kiss in a heartbeat over Akaash. Akaash, you get here, dog, you get here. And other white men, you get here too. And a lot more than this. Let's continue.
I just feel so bad for Akaash Machine because your wife is supposed to be your number one, right? Pillow to lay your head on, and she just, she don't give it. Get up, bitch. Go outside and make me some more money. I don't give a shit what's happening up on the internet. Like, get off this podcast.
Exactly. I need makeup for this. She needs makeup for that, ladies and gentlemen. For her mask. Her literal mask. Let's go.
And go take care of him. Let's see if there's any more.
so much pain, but I had an interview to do for journalism school for a project, and I was like, well, I should just get the interview done. I did the interview, then went to the emergency room. That's how tough girls
Guys
are.
get like sissies truly when they're sick. Like, it's a little cold. It's like, oh, can you please get me a blanket and soup? And of course I do that. I love my mans. But
I do it, but I'm like, here.
So does Jasleen. Believe me, so does Jasleen. Let's go.
Man up. Yeah, get your shit together. We got to go to Mew Mew on Sunday.
Yeah, we have plans,
Sundays
baby.
are for Mew Mew. For the house.
See, this is how she read the man walking. Look at mediocre face. Believe the absolute dog-ish that this girl, this dog shit. No, I gotta call it face. This dog shit. Dog shit. Absolute pile of dung that this man has to go through in order to keep this woman pleased. She's not having babies for him, you know. She's getting a surrogate. She is, and she ain't cooking, she ain't cleaning, she ain't doing nothing. She was about to leave this man, but Akaash is so desperate to keep this woman at his side that she ran game on him. She ran literal game on him. And Akaash sees nothing wrong with this. That is the travesty. That is why we need to root out simp culture. Let's continue.
The Mew Mew, the House of Cards.
The House of Cards.
Oh, women that say man up or want to tell you the definition of a real man, guys, that is about the number one indicator of ain't shit. Meanwhile, you start talking about a real woman and they want to cancel you and tell you you don't need a mic for your Red Pill podcast. It's just absurd, the double standards here. Of all the people who should not be seemingly unbothered about your downfall, to have it be your wife is just... I don't even know what to say about this anymore. Mans is having literally the worst Thanksgiving ever brought on by her, and take me to Moo Moo, bitch. Now, if you go down into the comments of this video, all it is people torching them.
I'm telling you, every video that these girls do, go down to the comments, they're getting flamed. Even by, he'll mention in a minute, Abba and Priest. Let's continue.
Live, right? But more than likely, this is Abba from Abba and Preach coming down up in here. You can tell this was filmed way before the whole Will Sing arc because the dog is still breathing. Ain't no way.
Man called him Will Sing. God damn. Oh my God, Abba, don't miss a beat. Let's go.
Akaash living with his dog, getting all the kisses. She's too old.
Called him Akaash living. It's Akaash living. If I was calling you a cuck, you know you a cuck. If I was calling you a cuck, you know you a cuck.
overstimulated to give him. And what's hilarious is that when I first clicked open this video, I thought the same thing, that this was way before the trip, but she references how they're dealing with the drama within the podcast. Like, we all can't believe the brazenness that she continues to display, that we cannot believe that she's that she's still up here doing this content.
And I feel like a podcast really gives this like open communication and dialogue and intimacy that I feel like creators will not do it.
Yeah, no, I actually love giving us fucking kudos because, like, let's give our fucking flowers. Like, if the internet's not going to do it, let's fucking do it ourselves because it's not
Yeah, because no one wants to watch your show in good conscience and get anything back for it. So the only people who are going to cheer for you are yourselves. You have to be your own cheerleading squad. You literally have to. Lord knows she's shown those pom poms for many a man out there, anyways. And yeah, to no applause. Let's continue.
easy to share things that are really vulnerable about yourself, but you think will be helpful for other people or resonate with other people. It's also just not easy to talk with a bunch of cameras, lights, and microphones and not feel nervous or get insecure. And it's also not easy to try something new and put yourself.
Well, I'm doing that right now. No, it's not easy, but of course you want a medal for that, don't you? Most women want medals. They want participation trophies. Such is the feminist mindset.
Out there, even if you get bullied, which we obviously are and still are. So I want to give kudos to us.
All right, y'all. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's give them some internet kudos points, all right? Because apparently in modern times today, it is more important to consistently, continuously emasculate your man, because at the end of the day, you have the strength to persevere to continue to pull them internet numbers. Yeah.
She should get an award for tearing her husband down, as Jada did. Remember Jada? She wanted to go on a victory tour. She wrote a book about it. Remember that? How did that book do? It flopped. That book by Lord Sith Jada flopped. Why? Because they know that she was a Jezebel and she should not be rewarded for her evil doing. That was an evil woman. That you got Will on a Red Table Talk, sat him down, and talked about entanglement with August. But this is a whole new level right here. Will Singh, Akaash Singh is the whole new level. And Jasleen being the new Sith Lord. She has surpassed her predecessor, that is Jada Pinkett Smith. It's just like, how should I say? What's his face? Lord Palpatine and Vader. Lord Sith Jada, and now Jasleen. It's very symbiotic. She saw the dark side within her. Said, "Come, show yourself here. You are welcome." Shout out to Chanel. You are welcome here. I now crown you Lord Jasleen. And she, called them liars. Wants to be applauded for her efforts on tearing down her husband. Wants to be given medals for being the hoe of the year. Yes, she wants it all, ladies and gentlemen, because she wants to succeed her Lord Sith Jada, Lord Palpatine, and be recognized.
Yeah, the priorities are just set up for success. All right, guys, but I think
That is fantastic work there. Thank you very much to MTR. What a show, what a show, what a show. And thank you very much for sticking with me. There was a technical issue here. I managed to get back on track again. But we are going to be having more of these shows because yet to hear from Akaash on Flagrant on his show, the show that makes him his money. Because Lord knows he's not getting it in the comedy scene. He's literally getting it through his money. Comedy scene is one thing, but Flagrant is his bottom B. And quite simply, He's got to get back there sometime. So we're looking forward to Akash getting back with Andrew Schultz and he explaining his side of the story. But I think it's going to be a long time away. And I think it's going to be a very, very long hiatus so that this blows over. But this can blow over as long as your wife keeps talking, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back to the full cam here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Talk Live. There we go. That should do it. There we are. Yeah, this is the gift that keeps on giving, everybody. Just like Thanksgiving, this is the turkey that uh, there doesn't seem to be any end to the any end to the any end to the turkey. Any end to the meat. There's a lot of meat on this bone, and we are going to be discovering that here on Talk Talk Live. I'll probably come back next week with a update episode, but so look out for that and. A few other shows in tow here. We're still got to talk about Bill 60 and its ramifications here in Ontario. We still got to talk about, oh, Melissa Ford having left the Joe Budden podcast under nefarious means, but we all know why she left. We have already featured here in Talk Talk Live. She is a narcissist supreme. And a few other things to talk about here on Talk Talk Live. And I mean a lot. I have a few other things in the can here that I will not reveal right now, but more shows to come, believe me, as we move and power on into December. So thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Talk Live, live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I will notify you if I have a show tomorrow night. I will notify you on that. But if there isn't any show, we will see you next week. Definitely right here on Talk Talk Live. Thank you very much for joining me here. And we look forward to seeing you very soon. And it's good night from Toronto on IG. And good night.